Been quite an amazing journey for this movie. It's finally coming in theaters. There's been quite a fan clamoring for this movie, really. So, what does it feel like to finally get this out there?
I think it's not before time. I think it's an amazing piece of work. It's a very original piece. Uh, Michael is a truly has. I mean, I've watched Michael since literally the beginning of his career. As a writer, he was on X-Men too, and when he was a kind of very wet behind the ears kid, and I've seen him grow up very fast and very good in the last 4 or 5 years. I think he's exceptional talent, truly exceptional talent. I think he's a great storyteller. He really understands the value of the big image, but he also knows how to make it particular and make it kind of accessible. And I really do think he's a great director, and I think that this film shows that. It shows what a vision that he has, and I think it's only a matter of time before somebody will say, "Oh, of course, Dodd is the guy," and he is. He really is.
For a first-time director, did he kind of surprise you for his abilities as a first-time director? Or?
Because he knew what he wanted. I mean, my deal with Michael, he didn't know this. I told Brian Singer this. I said, because I was in the middle of doing a lot of other stuff at the same time, and I said, I'm going to do this movie for Michael, but he has to tell me everything he wants me to do, because I'm not going to take any responsibility apart from the makeup. I had an idea about how I wanted to look, and I said, but apart from that, I said, I am totally in his hands. He just tells me when to fart, when to do, where to go, what have you. I will do it. I will absolutely do it for him. And that was the great thing. And Michael was very confident, very, very together. He knew what he wanted. He knew what he was after. He has incredibly good taste. And it was actually it was a good ride. The only problem I have is shooting nights. I hate night shoots, that's the problem about doing, as it were, on location horror movies, is you need a lot of dark. I'd rather shoot day for night in that situation.
So, can you just talk about the horror genre itself has gone through quite a bit of change, and it seems like this kind of goes back to a lot of the old school kind of roots. So,
Well, I think that the horror genre has become so. I think so many things have become hybrids of something else. They're not purely what they are anymore, and I think there is a real need to get back to fundamentally what each genre is about. Not everybody should do kung fu in every movie. And I think that's happens. Or not everybody shouldn't be just the next building you're blowing up, or the next facade that's collapsing, or what have you. And I do think that more and more and more you're getting into a situation where films are requiring, and I think it's a tendency. I think television is teaching this. Things like True Blood, the stuff that's going on television is showing what a great simplicity is required. It's very interesting to see the latest Harry Potter movie, because the great thing about the latest Harry Potter movie is it's incredibly simple. It's really about a story of coming of age. It's about teenagehood, and there is this, this thread of kind of mayhem that goes through the story. But actually, the story is actually it unfolds in a rather gentle way. I was surprised, but what was also surprising was to watch the audience. Audiences loved it. They really, really love it, because, you don't always want bang, 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 one thing. I mean, in this movie you get it, but you get it in a different way, because you get it with the effect of horror and the fact that, but also it's very witty. It's a very funny movie, and that's the great thing about it too.
So, is there anything that you're kind of eyeing up to and looking to develop that you can talk about?
Me? Not really. I'm just kind of following my mercenary calling and drawing my wages whenever I can. I'm sort of, there's a couple of things I want to do a thing about Andrew Carnegie, which is a thing I want to do, but,
So, just real quickly, what would you like to say to all the horror fans about this movie that's finally coming out?
I think it's one of the most original horror movies that's been made in many a long year, and I think that it's a great find, and I think when they get hold of it, they'll realize that it's a movie that's going to be around for a long time. It's not going to go away. It's going to become a classic, I think.
Thank you so much, Brian.
You're welcome.